It's the weekend and you have financial questions that need answering. That can only mean one thing. It's time for Jill on Money, the show that takes the mystery out of your finances. Here's your host, Jill Schlesinger.
Welcome to the Jill on Money Show, the program that takes the mystery out of your financial life. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope that you are now relaxing and not getting caught up in the frenzy of shopping for the holiday season. It's okay to take a beat here, gang. It really is. If you've got a financial issue that's bubbling up for you, give us a holler. Just go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button. Let us know how we can help you out. If you'd like to join us live, just check the box and Mark will do everything else. Right now, let's get started. Here is an email from Nathan, whose subject is Sequence of Return Risk. All right, can I stop now, Mark? This already feels like work to me. Hello, Jill and Mark. I recently retired, actually 2 years ago, when my job was becoming less fun and more stressful. I had not done extensive research on the fiscal aspects of retirement during my work years. After retirement, I started reading what I could. I listened to others and their experiences, and I began listening to podcasts where I stumbled upon your YouTube channel. Your daily shows are entertaining and enlightening. Oh, Mark, that's so nice. I quickly learned that my wife and I are doing well financially with a healthy retirement account, brokerage account, and pension. We have not yet started Social Security. Sequence of return risk still concerns me. I have heard this is financially risky in early retirement. Okay, can I just tell people what this means? It means that returns are not smooth pathways. 1 year it's up, 1 year it's down. And the problem is if you retire early and you happen to retire into a bunch of years where returns are not great, it can really impact you over the longer term. It can. Okay. So the question from Nathan is, how long should I worry about the potential risk since I've just retired? A few years or more? Can you quantify this time horizon? Thanks for any insight on my question. Nathan, let me get to his PS in a second. So listen, I know that this can be one of those things that keeps people up at night. This would not keep me up at night. What I would be looking at is how would your portfolio perform just assuming a lower rate of return over a multiple series of years. I don't think that you really need to worry about lower than expected returns for 40 years of your retirement or 30 years of your retirement. Yeah, I just don't. But I do think it would be interesting for you to see what would happen if, like in a given year, let's say the market went down by 20% and it stayed down there for 2 years and then started to rebuild from there. What would happen to you emotionally is probably more important than financially. And if you're really freaked out about this, you can keep some extra cash on the sidelines just in case. That's one of the reasons why we suggest that you have 1 to 2 years of your living expenses in cash as soon as you retire, because you don't want to be worrying about lower than expected returns. And I guess that, the funny thing about having this sequence of return risk pop up at retirement is you've already had the benefit of all the great returns over the last 25 years as an investor. So I don't know. I really wouldn't worry about this. If it's really freaking you out, you can go to a fee-only planner and have them game out all the different scenarios, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. The PS from Nathan was, how was the bike ride? He's an avid bike rider. It was great. I rode all 275 miles, 3 days. It was amazing. And people were incredible and they supported me. And thank you very much.
She's walking around with a limp, but she's great.
No, I'm not walking around with a limp, but I do have a little tingling in my toes, which I did send a note to my doctor about. Like, I just can't, that will not come back. So there is that. Okay. Anne asks, can you speak to the types of investments that are best held in individual versus retirement accounts? Such as if you have both types of accounts, should you have more heavily invested in bonds in a retirement account and stocks in individual accounts due to taxes? Sure. I mean, ideally, the things that create income are better held in a retirement account versus an individual account. Most people can't manage that emotionally. They really can't. So, Mark, do you split it up? Do you have all of your income generating assets like value stocks, dividend producing stocks, bonds? Do you have it more heavily weighted in your retirement accounts?
Yeah, I would say that's accurate. I mean, nowadays though, we're using in our taxable accounts, we're using muni bonds and muni money markets, so that kind of alleviates that as well.
Yeah, it kind of depends also where you live and how high your tax bracket is. So sometimes people really do freak out about this, and they're actually not in such a high tax bracket. So it would be interesting to learn more about like the details of where you live and who you are and what tax bracket you are in. Gary writes, I'm 61. I'm going to be 62 in February. I receive a military retirement of just about $2,000 a month. Monthly net income, $2,500. Should I apply to collect my early Social Security? I could use the money. This is a problem because if you really need the money, then I hesitate to say don't do it. However, if there is some other way that we can get you to wait, like maybe it is taking some money out of a retirement account. I don't know. You said you have a military retirement. Maybe you have another account that's an IRA, a traditional account. It would be best if you could avoid claiming Social Security early because you are going to take a reduction of about 25%, Gary, for the rest of your life. And if you happen to be married and you have a spouse who's claiming on your record, that will actually also impact and negatively impact the spouse. So we'd have to know more. The time we tell people to claim early is when they really cannot afford to live their lives, and then you have no choice. Alternatively, if somebody has a bad diagnosis or a very bad life expectancy outlook, then also that's another reason to claim early. But otherwise, we'd like to avoid that, truly. Okay, Helen writes, Hi, Jill and Mark. I've learned so much from listening, so thank you both. Even though every situation is unique, I see patterns in what you recommend, which is helpful. One of which is to often fund the period between finishing work and starting Social Security by drawing pre-tax retirement funds to avoid that tax hit that comes later with RMDs. This makes sense to me. I'm curious if there are any types of situations where you might recommend Roth conversions post-finishing work. Obviously, you need the liquidity to pay the taxes and other funds to live off, but you seem to recommend this option much less, and I'm curious why. Sincerely appreciate all you do. Love your style. Cuts to the chase much more than other podcasts while still allowing your personalities to shine through. Listen, I love the idea of conversions, but I think a lot of times we'll talk to people who don't have as much money in brokerage accounts. Don't you think that's the case, Mark? Which is why we tend to just say take the money as opposed to converting. We don't want to burn up the liquidity that's in those investment accounts, those taxable investment accounts, right?
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, I would say that's the reason. I mean, you got to have the money on the sidelines. You don't want to soak up your liquidity as you're heading into retirement.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, it really does depend on the case. But look, if you said to me, like, I have $1 million in a retirement account, it hasn't been taxed yet. I have $5 million in a brokerage account. Yeah, let's go. Let's just convert and go crazy. But it really does matter how much money you have available to do the conversion. If you've got something that is going on in your life and it remotely touches a dollar bill, give us a holler. Go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. We'll be right back.
Back to Jill on Money, where Jill Schlesinger helps you take the mystery out of your finances.
You're back. It's the Jill on Money Show, and we are trying to help you navigate the financial journey that is in front of you. And you know what, gang? There are so many different ways to get where you want to go. If you need a little guidance, if you need a little coaching or mentoring, a cheerleader, or maybe just a reality check, get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note, And if you'd like to join us live, just check the box and Mark will do everything else. He'll get you on the program live. So much fun. Hey, while you're on the website, don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter and check out all the content that lives there. We've got 2 podcasts. We've got a blog. We've got videos. We've got resources all there at the JillOnMoney.com website. I encourage you to bookmark it because things change up all the time. So you can check that out. Also there, you will find a link to our Jill on Money Live subscription service, access to quarterly live webinars, the back catalog of those webinars, bonus audio and video content, all for $45 for the next 12 months. Okay, so now let's get to you. Let's talk to Annabelle, who listens to us in Washington State. Hello, Annabelle. How are you?
I'm doing well. Hi, Jill and Mark. Thank you so much for taking my call. And we love your show. Thank you for creating such a wonderful show.
Oh, aren't you sweet? We appreciate that. Tell us what's going on, how we can help you out today.
So my partner and I are calling to get a little checkup about our retirement plan and where we might be able to improve. Mm-hmm. We also have a couple of questions about like withdrawal strategies and savings and all that.
Cool. How old are you, Annabelle?
I'm 55.
And partner?
We're 61.
61. Okay. And are you guys both working full time right now?
Yes. And I have a second job.
Oh,
yeah.
One's not enough for you. Okay. I got it. And you guys are partners, not married. So,
we are married.
Oh, you are married. You're just saying partner to be very hip and cool?
Pretty much.
Okay, well, I'll just say married. Okay, so you have a spouse. I was about to ask you if you have done all sort of different kind of estate planning because of that, but because you're married doesn't mean you're off the hook. It just means there is a methodology for creating an estate plan. Okay, so let's go through this. You have 2 jobs. Is one like the more dominant? Let's start with that one.
So my salary combined is about $170,000.
Okay, and spouses?
150,000.
How is that for you guys living on the combined income of 320?
Good.
Yeah? You feel comfortable?
We get to have fun and we can't go too crazy, but we get to have fun.
Okay. You guys have kids?
No.
Have you both been saving in retirement accounts?
Yes.
Tell me about those accounts. Are they mostly in traditional or some Roth or a little bit of both? Where do you guys stand?
They're all in traditional accounts, and combined, we have about 900,000.
Are either of you going to be entitled to a pension?
Yes, we both will have a pension.
Wow. Tell me about those pensions.
So at 65, my partner wants to retire in about 4 years. Her pension will be $4,800, and that includes like a survivor benefit for me.
Okay. And does that pension have a cost of living adjustment?
It does not.
Okay. So straight. Okay. $4,800 a month, and that's with a survivor benefit. Okay. Tell us about your pension.
My pension at 60, so again, that's in about 4 years. At 60, my pension will be $6,000 a month.
Ooh.
It does have a COLA of 2% annual.
That's amazing. Okay. So when you look at having that $10,800 a month, how does that compare with your spending needs?
We spend about $12,500 a month.
Okay.
That includes fun money and like savings too, right?
Okay. And when you retire, Annabelle, at 60, will you have health coverage or will you have to go purchase that?
Yeah, I will not at 60 have health coverage. I actually won't have any health coverage at all when I leave my job. I'll have to I have Medicare.
Right. You'll have 5 years where you have to buy coverage.
Right,
least.
exactly.
Okay. So when you look at that 12.5, can we add a little bit to that in terms of accounting for some health insurance?
Yes.
Okay. So maybe are you a healthy person?
I am. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So even if we said it was, let's just add 1,000 for the heck of it. And we'll say 13.5 is like fun money. Listen, when your spouse goes on Medicare, there's also expenses that pile up there because you have to buy these weird supplemental policies. So let's say $1,000 extra a month for your total need. And you'll be bringing in $10,800, which is taxable. So I know that. What's your game plan on the Social Security claiming? Do you have a game plan?
We do. And my partner also does get a supplemental health plan.
Oh,
So she won't need to buy a supplemental. She'll get one. And
Great.
when I turn 65, I can take advantage of that supplemental as well from her work.
Oh, so maybe we really only need 13 a month. Okay. Doesn't matter either way. Okay.
Yeah.
I know you're going to be great. Okay. So Social Security, what do you got? What do you think?
So at 65, we just checked. And at 65, when my partner retires, she'll get $31.50 a month.
Okay. But shouldn't we just wait till 67? So that's a full retirement age?
Sure.
Yeah, I think. Is she in good health?
Yes.
I mean, it is good to wait to get that full retirement age benefit. It's just you take a tiny haircut when you claim early, even if it's 65. Not that it's going to make a big deal for you guys, but since you looked at your age 65, can you give me what your age 65 Social Security was?
I didn't look at the 65. I looked at mine's much smaller because I currently I'm not paying into Social Security and I haven't for a long time. So
okay.
I looked at the 67 number and it was 1,100.
Okay.
And then at 70, it's 1,389.
You can see, by the way, her numbers would go up dramatically also, even if she just waited till 67. So obviously, you know that between your two pensions and your Social Security benefits, everything should be fine, right? What else do you guys have saved besides the retirement accounts? Any other money? Is there a brokerage account? Is there a fund money, cash account, anything else that's out there in terms of an asset?
We have a house.
Okay. What's it worth?
The house is worth about $1.6 million.
Wow. Welcome to Washington State. Is there a mortgage on it?
There is a mortgage on it. It's a big one. It's $855,000.
And this is a house you want to keep?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the interest rate on that $855,000?
3.1.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so that's a keeper.
Yeah.
Any other real estate, rental, vacation, anything like that?
No.
Okay. What about a brokerage account or a cash account?
So we're just kind of getting started with that. So I have a small HSA that I contribute to monthly that has about $7,000 in it.
Okay.
And we've just started contributing to a brokerage account. And that we contribute $1,000 a month, and that has $7,000 in it.
So 7 and 7, 7,000 in the HSA and 7,000 in the brokerage is what you got.
And about 2,000 in a high yield savings. I think that's it. The only other thing I would say is that I have this second job. I'm pretty sure, because I've just kind of been a workaholic my whole life, I think it's better for me not to just go cold turkey on working. Not working.
Yep.
And I think it'd just be better for everyone's sanity if I worked a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm going to work when I turn 60, keep working part-time, probably until I'm, even into my 70s.
When you say part-time, what do you think that means for you in terms of income? How much?
Yeah, I think about, not much, $2,500, $3,000.
Okay. But that's great. It's something. We'll get back to Annabelle in just a moment. If you've got a question about your financial life, go to JillOnMoney.com. We'll be right back.
Do I invest here? Should I put my money there? Jill Schlesinger can help you. Back to Jill on Money.
You're back. It's the Jill on Money Show. Let's return to our conversation with Annabelle from Washington State. So the big number that you have saved up is this chunk of retirement savings, this $900,000. I think that the game plan what it sounds like is in 4 years, you start collecting your pensions. And then what I think would be kind of cool is at that time when you're going to pull back, she's going to pull back. So now instead of being in a higher tax bracket, you really are in a lower tax bracket for real, right? I mean, because you're only going to make whatever, 25, 30 grand a year. But of course you have the taxable income from the pensions. Not that that's a bad thing. It's a good thing. I don't want you to think that's a bad thing, but it does mean, I think, that you have an opportunity to get some of the money out of that retirement account and use that to live on before you claim Social Security, right?
Okay.
And so you could essentially take out, I don't know, like you need 13 grand. You're going to have 10 or 10, 8, let's say 11. You'll have some part-time income. I mean, I don't think you'll probably need much more than $3,000 or $4,000 a month coming out. Basically, you're going to pull the money out, pay tax on it, and fund the gap, right? Because the money the $10,800 that you receive in pension will be pre-tax. So we do need to get some more money in the door, in addition, probably to your part-time income. But you don't have to go crazy. It's just that it seems to me that you'll be in a low tax bracket. Washington State has no state income tax. So I'm kind of like, let's keep pulling money out as long as you stay in a tax bracket that's reasonable, 22, 24. I think that, you should be trying to get as much money out. And even if you take out more than you actually need to live on, let's say that, maybe when all's said and done at age 60, you're like, you know what? I am working more than $2,500 or $3,000 a month. I'm making more money. You could potentially pull money out, pay the tax that's due, and just pop that money, whatever you don't use, into your brokerage account, which is fine. It's fine.
I will say these guys do have aspirations of buying a rather large property.
What do you mean? I didn't know that. I thought we just had a house. We have a 1 point.
Well,
how much bigger?
They want another house.
What? You wait a minute, Annabelle. What are you keeping?
That
What do
comes
you
in
keep?
the question section.
Okay, let's do the question section. So
Okay.
anyway, all was well and good until you blew up my plan. Now tell me about this.
Well, we did have a couple of questions about making some purchases. So
which ones?
The main question is we need to replace one of our cars. Because we have a camper, and our vision is that we're going to, travel around in our camper, etc.
How much? Stop messing around with me.
So, the cars that pull a camper could be, even used, can be 60 grand, something like that. So
what is your dream car? What's my dream car? What do I got?
We're probably like a Toyota Sequoia,
And how much is that?
New, they're like 85.
What? Mark, I am so behind the
Who
times.
knew? Who knew?
80 grand. Jeez.
It's
for
crazy.
a Toyota.
I know.
Oh my God. Okay. So the question is, can we pull 80 grand out of our retirement account to get that Sequoia?
Well, this would be the small purchase.
What?
This is
what
the
are you
small.
talking about?
So
I was ready to grant that wish right away.
Is it better to take it all out at once, or just to make a payment? What do you think?
What's the interest rate on the loan that you could get?
I'm not sure, because we haven't started looking. We're not really going to do it for a couple of years, but let's just
say that in a couple of years we look at whatever the interest rates are, and if you've got a 4 or 5% car loan, you can just take the money out as you need and pull it out of your retirement account. But if for some reason, I'm not sure how it could happen this way, that it was like an 8 or 9% loan, then we would just pull the money out of the retirement account, pay the tax, and buy the car.
Okay.
So you're going to have to pull some money out of that retirement account. Are you guys both fully funding retirement accounts right now?
I mean, I wouldn't say fully funding, but we put in about $1,400 a month between the two of us.
It's time for you guys to start looking at building up your brokerage account and that high yield savings account in anticipation of this car. Like, yes, of course you can pull money out of the retirement account, but it would be nice if you didn't have to like yank it out all at once. So it would give you more flexibility to have a little bit more in the brokerage account. You say you've just started it anyway, so that's good. So I think it would depend. When you're ready to do the car, it will either be some combination of just adding to your monthly payment. So I don't know, car payments are so freaking expensive now. So it'll be something like $800 or $900 a month or $1,000 a month. So then our $13,000 a month question of like our expenses would turn into $14,000 a month. Okay, so far so good. I feel comfortable that we can make that purchase happen and there's no downside. Now you're about to hit me over the head with a second larger purchase, which I am sure is some sort of like weird vacation home in Hawaii or some crap like that. What is it?
But, we've kind of been rethinking it. But we do have a dream of possibly having a small vacation house somewhere. And we thought maybe, in about 5 years, we could take a larger withdrawal from our retirement monies but we're kind of rethinking it.
How much would I have to pay to actually own the dream house that you would think is worth it for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Originally we were thinking maybe like upstate New York, Adirondack area. And if it's that area, maybe 350, 400,000.
That seems like the low end because I bet you're about to whack me over the head with what
that's
the real dream is. What's the real dream house?
The problem with that is that if we had a place like that, then I would probably stop working because, that's far from where we live.
Yes, you are West Coast. This is East Coast.
So, then if we're like, well, if we bought a place on the West Coast, then I could continue working and we could just go up there, on the weekends or my time off or whatever. But of course, West Coast real estate is more expensive than upstate New York. So, looking at like maybe like a townhouse or something like that, it's like
how much?
700, 750, 800, that kind of thing.
We'll finish our conversation with Annabelle in just a minute. If you need some help with something going on in your financial life, go to JillOnMoney.com. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Jill on Money, where Jill Schlesinger takes the mystery out of your finances.
You're back. It's the Jill on Money Show, and we are here trying to help you navigate your financial future. If something's going on, if you need a little bit of guidance, assistance, give us a holler. Go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. And by the way, while you're on the website, I encourage you to check out the blog section because I've been writing sort of earlier than usual about year-end planning. And this is really important because there are so many aspects of the new tax bill that was passed earlier this year, and some of the provisions of that tax bill actually go into effect this year, 2025. And so in order to qualify for certain parts of the new deductions, like the changes to how tip income is treated or overtime or auto loan interest, some of those provisions are really predicated on managing your income. So you don't have that much more time left in the year to impact that income. So maybe this is a moment where you really have to try to stretch and push more money into your retirement account or your health savings account. Or maybe if you're self-employed, you want to think about buying some stuff that you need next year, but buy it this year. Of course, I'm happy to have you guys come on the air and talk about this, but if you need those resources, just go to the blog section of the JillOnMoney.com website, and you'll see that I've got year-end planning, changes to charitable giving, so much happening. And sometimes I find, at least when it's the tax code, it's easier to read it than talk about it. Okay, that's just me. Right now, let's finish up our conversation with Annabelle from Washington State. So, in your mind, you're saying, I just want to make sure I get this right before I crush your dream house.
Yeah.
Like the wicked witch that I am coming in. So in your mind, it would be like, hey, we got almost $1 million in retirement. We're good. We have this great income. We would take a chunk of money out of the retirement accounts, 400, 500 grand out of these retirement accounts. We'd finance the rest. And we'd have this dream house, and that's the real dream. Is that right?
Yes.
What do you think I'm going to say, Annabelle?
Well, I think you're going to say it's better to have the money in the accounts is what I
Mark,
think.
Mark, what are you going to think? What do you think I'm going to say?
Well, I mean, I know the thought process is that, the pensions and the future of Social Security more than covers their expenses. So
Correct.
they're really not going to have to dip into their retirement money. So why not use that money and purchase their vacation?
Or some of it. Use some of it, right? Because it's still in the books.
Here's what I would prefer. Ready?
Yeah.
The answer is absolutely not. You guys are being so much nicer than I would be to you guys. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think no, because that's your nest egg. You are young. You are 55, Annabelle. You could live for 40 more years. And so a couple of things about that. One is that 4,800 of your 10,008 has no cost of living adjustment, zero. So we know that's going to be a flat line. Your expenses will continue to rise. And yeah, you will have a COLA on the $6,000 and on the Social Security, but actually, even those, your two streams of income and two Social Security checks, that'll be fine, but we still have to bridge the gap between these 2 years. Here's how you can do your dream house. You want to know how? You got to sell your primary.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. So if otherwise, I have a better game plan for you. Rent in a vacation area. And then, you know what? If you got in a place that like your $750,000 or $800,000 townhouse, go rent there for a while. See if you like it. Maybe this is some place where you would want to end up. Maybe it is, maybe you say like, you know what? It's a pain in the neck to own two houses. It is. Okay. I don't think this is doable based on the asset level. And even with the pensions, I would be very nervous about plowing through $400,000-500,000 of your retirement, paying tax on it. By the way, don't forget we have to pay tax on this. So that 900 is not 900. You are what what Ed Slott says. You're a joint owner in that account with Uncle Sam. So that 900 is like 700. So do we really want to spend half of it, 350, 400,000, putting that into the dream house? I don't see that working out and having you guys feel the freedom that you want to feel. You know how that would work? If you said, I'm 51, my partner's 61, we're working for 15 more years. That's how it works. If you're working full-time, making $320 a year, sure, go buy yourself a dream house. But if you want to retire in 4 years and have flexibility, I don't think so. I think that doing the second home, I'm okay. You had me at the $80,000 Toyota. That we can stomach that. But the $800,000 house, I mean, it would really, things would have to have been very different in 4, maybe 5 years. Now, let's pretend, just crazy thought here. Let's pretend you rent and you try something out and then you say, you know what? We love where we were renting. We're retired. We're selling the house. Then we're in a whole different ballgame. Then you may be able to do this. I just don't think you could have, something like $2.3 million of your net worth tied up in two illiquid assets, the primary house and the new one. So Barbie, get your dream van and don't worry about the dream house. What do you think about that, Annabelle?
Outstanding. I think it's great.
It's not so bad. You still got great. You have so many options.
Yeah,
so many
I love
options. It. All right. Anything else that we need to worry about for you guys?
I don't think so.
You're in good shape. You really are. 2 pensions, 2 Social Security checks, almost $1 million in retirement, in pre-tax retirement. And you're going to live a great, happy retirement. If things change, if something goes different than you had planned, then you played the lottery. You won. Who knew? Give us a holler and we'll figure out the dream house. Okay.
Well, thank you very much.
Sometimes we're dream crushers. Sometimes we're dream makers, but we're always there for you. You're listening to the Jill on Money Show. Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show. It is the program that tries to take the mystery out of your financial life. often with a little bit of humor, but always with a big heart. We are so there for you. So if you need something's going on, get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. Now, when you do that, a form pops up. That's the email we receive. So give us a lot of information if you don't think you'll want to come on the program live with us. Otherwise, check the box. Mark will do everything else. Here is an email from Rita, who writes, as our first child is applying to college, we would like her to have some ownership of her education and the costs associated. We do have a Pennsylvania 529 account, but we would love for that to grow for another 4 years while she is in college. If we had her take out a tax-deferred student loan, would we be able to pay off the loan with the 529 account after graduation? Well, Rita, this is an interesting idea. Yes, a 529 plan can be used to pay off student loans. There is, though, a lifetime limit of $10,000 per individual beneficiary. This change was actually enabled by the Secure Act, and that's the one that allows for repayment of qualified education loans, both principal and interest. That said, I think you should check with the Pennsylvania state plan because there could be some state-specific rules. And of course, the tax treatment of distributions always depends on your state's tax laws. And of course, one other thing to remember about that Secure Act is that there is also the ability now to have excess money saved in a 529 plan be applied to the beneficiary's Roth IRA account. There are a few limitations on that. Number one, there is a maximum of $35,000 that can go into the Roth from the excess proceeds of a 529. You have to do it based on whatever the contribution limits are per year. So in this year, it would be $7,000. And the 529 account itself must be open for at least 15 years. You are listening to the Jill on Money Show, the program that takes the mystery out of your financial life.
It's the weekend, and that can only mean one thing. You're listening to Jill on Money, the show that takes the mystery out of your finances. Here's your host, Jill Schlesinger.
Welcome back. It's hour number 2 of the Jill on Money Show. This is a program that's trying to help you navigate whatever financial journey you find yourself on. If you need some help, if you need some guidance, just go to our website, JillOnMoney.com, and click the Contact Us button. If you'd like to join us live, check the box. Mark will do everything else. That's what Scott did, and Scott joins us from Delaware.
I'm 66. My wife is 61. I retired 4 years ago, and my wife is still working part-time. And I just had some questions about, I guess, how I'm doing, and I have some debt I'd like to clear up. A couple other questions, Social Security,
All right,
things like
you
that.
tell us, you drill through it. So tell us the story of your life. You retired 4 years ago. Are you happy retired?
Oh, yeah. Love it.
And but you make your wife still work. Why is that? Because she wants to?
To support my lifestyle.
I like that. I like that you admit that. We need a few extra bucks for me.
Well, she
how
likes
much-
it.
That's good. Is she or you claiming a pension?
No,
No pension.
neither one of
so-
us.
And part-time income for your wife is how much money?
Last year, it was $38,000.
All right, great. And so, will she continue doing this for a while, or she want to quit? What's her time horizon?
She
for
wants to
part-time?
continue. She's going to cut back her hours to 3 days a week,
Okay.
starting in January.
And what will that mean for income for her?
Probably looking at closer to 30,000.
And how are you guys supporting yourself? Not just on 30,000. So, what is the other source of income for you?
My retirement 401k IRA.
So, what's in your 401k right now?
So in my pre-tax, I have 1.85 million.
Okay, great.
Then 213,000 in a Roth, 68,000 in an HSA, Then my wife has $112,000 in an IRA.
And is that pre-tax?
Yes.
Okay. So your Roth, you got one Roth and her pre-tax IRA. Okay.
And
what
then
else?
she has another small IRA, $47,000.
Okay. You mentioned a brokerage account. So tell me about that.
Probably one of the mistakes I made. Yes, I spent most of that down in the first 2 years.
Okay.
So
all right. What about just plain old
it's just
cash
in
on-
savings. I have probably about 10,000, and then I have a home equity line for about 100,000.
How much is your housework?
About 570.
And is there a first mortgage or just the home equity?
First mortgage is 355.
What's the interest rate on that one, Scott?
2.85.
And the home equity, just give me the amount again.
Well, the actual credit line is 100,000.
What's outstanding for you?
12.
What's the interest rate on that?
Right now, 7.75.
Ooh, that'll catch your attention, right?
Yeah, that's the highest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other debt besides the mortgage and the home equity line of credit, Scott?
I'm still paying for some of my kids' student loans. That's a big one.
Oh, boy. Okay, so how many kids do we have? They're grown, right?
They're grown and launched.
Okay, not really, because you're paying for their loans.
Well, they're paying for some loans, too. A lot more than I am.
All right, what's the outstanding student loan balance?
85,000.
And what's, I know they may have lots of different interest rates associated with that, but what is approximately,
So, they were Parent Plus loans, but I refinanced them to private, and they're at 3.81. And then 2 car loans.
Okay, so what's car loan number one?
That one is 20,000 at 5.24%. Has 2 years on it.
Okay, great. What's the second car loan?
That's 26,000 at 3.99%, and that's got 3.5 years left.
Do we have your balance sheet taken care of? We've got your assets, we've got your liabilities. Anything else that we should know about? You're retired, so you probably live in a very nice place, but any rental property or any other real estate we should know about?
No.
So, as you look ahead, what is your strategy going to be for Social Security right now?
Originally, I was planning on taking it at 70. I'm thinking about taking it at my full retirement age, which will be August.
At age 67? What would that be?
66 in 10 months. That will be 34.51.
34. What would it be if we could get you to 70?
43.25.
How's your health?
Great. Best shape I've been in my life.
Oh, my God. Amazing. I can't wait to retire. I'll be in such good shape. What about your wife's Social Security? Do you have those numbers?
Yes. So at 62, she'd be at 13.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know 62. You know that. Give me 67 and 70.
Okay. 67 is 1942.
Okay.
And 70 is 2432.
Okay. Got it. And she also, good health, happy, good genes.
Yes.
Okay. Great. All right. So now we are where we are, debt-wise, all this stuff. What is it that are these loans keeping you up at night?
No, actually not.
Not at all. You feel good.
Yes.
You know you can afford this, right?
I just was trying to decide whether to take withdrawals and pay them off. I have a possibility of a small inheritance.
How small?
It could be anywhere between 150,000 to 300,000.
And is that like imminent, or like someone has already passed away and we're waiting for that, or?
No, it's my father-in-law's in assisted living, and so.
But he might spend it if he lives.
Thankfully he's got long-term insurance, at least for the first 5 years. So he's.
Okay. Let's not count on that, though. Maybe.
No, I know.
Right? Okay. But you got this pot of moolah, this, essentially $2 million between your 401k and your wife's IRA. So let's start looking at that. Now, your tax bracket must be quite low. Is there any old tax situation that I need to know about, or is this just straight up like if I take $100,000 out of your 401k. It's the 100,000. I'm talking about next year. 100,000 plus your wife's 30,000. That's the only income, right?
Correct.
All right. I'm good. Mark, do you have any questions for Scott from Delaware?
Just to spend.
Aha. I forgot.
Well, that was my philosophy.
Okay.
Spend it down.
So, Scott, ready to come clean? What do you spend? What are your expenses?
Probably $11,000 a month.
Okay. Not terrible.
You know, been trying to take a couple of trips a year.
Okay.
This
but
year.
But you have a lot of stuff I mean, you have a lot of payments. So it would be $11,000 a month, but for, inclusive of, all of those loans. So here are the loans that I'm circling on my little piece of paper here. I want to pay off the home equity line of credit, right?
Right.
I want that one done. I'm thinking also, just cause it's not huge money, but I'm also kind of thinking about the first car loan, our 5.25% loan.
Right.
We'll get back to Scott in just a minute. If you need our assistance, just go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. We'll be right back.
Back to Jill on Money, where Jill Schlesinger helps you take the mystery out of your finances.
You're back. It's the Jill on Money Show, where we are here trying to help you make better, sometimes just less bad financial decisions. We know this stuff is so emotional, so if you need some help, get in touch with us. Both Mark and I are certified financial planners, and we love talking to you about whatever is going on in your life. Go to JillOnMoney.com, and in the upper right-hand corner, you can click the Contact Us button, write us a note. If you'd like to join us live, check the box. Mark will do everything else. And while you're there, don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter. Doing so will also entitle you to receive my blog whenever I post one. So there you go. Okay, right now, let's get back to Scott from Delaware. All I need is to get 32 grand to do that. So I got to take 50 to clear the 32, right? I got to pay some tax, right?
Right.
So if I took 50 grand out, the other question then is, what else do I need to take out? So I have 50 to take care of the loans, but then I need to do your expenses of 11 grand a month. And so the question is whether we take out, essentially, maybe what we do is we take out 200, we make sure you stay in the 22% bracket, okay?
No.
Take out that 200, and the first thing you do is you pay down the home equity line of credit. The second thing you do is you make sure we have money set aside to pay taxes, and then maybe we'll chop a year off of your 5.25%. We probably can pay that off also. But if you needed more money, do you have an aversion to jumping into the 24% bracket? What were you earning when you were before you retired?
Last few years, about 120.
Okay. So I think that maybe staying in 22 is probably what we'd want to do. So let's say you took out 200 this year. You took out 200 next year. Now, the thing is, what this will require, Scott, is you being able to tolerate spending down the money in the 401k. Is that going to freak you out?
No, I don't think so. So that's the 200 includes my regular spending. So really,
Right.
I'm taking out an extra $80,000.
Correct. I'm willing to just make sure that you have. You don't have a lot of cash on hand, so I'd like you to have some cash on hand.
Right.
So let's say that this year, if you look at where your wife comes in at 44, let's say this year you just take 100 out, okay?
Right.
And you've already done most of your spending for the year, but you take 100 out before the end of 2025, all right? Now, don't go crazy with anything just yet. Just pay off the home equity line of credit. That's it. Then January rolls around, take out 200. Or not even we'll have to see what she's making. But let's say, 170. Take out 170 and live this year, see how it goes. And then let's see how long she's at 3 days a week. because, we could alter the amount. If she's like, oh, I'm done, then we can go back to 200. But I'd like you guys to stay under the 22% bracket. And if we ate into your 1.85 over the course of, say, 3 years, I think you're still left with a lot of money, right? And we leave your wife's IRA alone for now. Let that keep going. We clean up your balance sheet, which is eventually you'll either pay off these car loans, the HELOC you'll pay off this year. Next year, you maybe pay off the 5.25% car loan. And then everything else, maybe I just leave alone. I don't know if there's anything really that we need to accelerate on the debt pay down, whereby I just want you to live on the money that we're pulling out of the 401k once we clean up those little bits on the balance sheet. And wait until 70, claim Social Security. Now you'll pull out less money every year once you claim Social Security at age 70. And then it'll be even less when your wife also gets to her age 70. So I think that kind of gets you there. And as long as you're not freaking out about the everything is going to get paid off. Essentially those student loans, the car, it's going to be gone. By the time you're 75 years old, it's going to be gone. So at that point, you are left with a chunk of money, not as much, in your 401k. You're going to have to start taking money out anyway. It's going to be forced out because of the required minimum distributions. Right. And I think they'll make it. Mark, do you feel comfortable that they'll make it, or is Scott going to have to force his wife to make all of this money for the family until further notice?
Yeah. Well, that'll certainly provide some wiggle room. The retirement account is going to have to serve as the bridge to fill that gap between now and Social Security. But that's what it's there for. You're spending $11,000 a month. You can't be going crazy, and it turns into $15,000 a month.
Right. And I think that once we get rid of some of the debt, you'll be able to actually clamp down on some of the spending.
Right.
So, listen, the Social Security in today's dollars, it's $6,700. So it's about half of what you need. So I think that under, most circumstances, I would imagine that this is going to be okay. I think that I will put this out there. In a year where the market stinks and there's a real fall off, I would like to believe that most people would use a little more caution in their spending. So maybe if we're in like some deep bear market, I do think, Scott, it would be better for you guys to be like, okay, instead of 2 nice vacations a year, we're doing 1 this year. Because I think when you have to invade that account and the account value has dropped dramatically, that is a tough thing to swallow. And it's going to make you feel a little less secure. So if I have a pinky swear with you guys that you can do that, amazing. But I like the idea of cleaning up the home equity line of credit and that first car loan over the course of the next year. Get it cleared up. Your cash flow should improve. Don't just spend the money you were putting down on that either. I want those expenses to be down at like $10,000 a month in today's dollars once we clean up your balance sheet.
Right. Would it make any sense to use some of that HSA money?
No.
I have at least $35,000 in receipts that I could.
Oh, if you have I thought you were just saying like pull it out. You have money that you can actually use to pay bills for medical and health?
Yeah, because I've been paying those out of pocket and saving the HSA.
I think it's time to use
my wife is on my former company, retirement insurance plan. That's how she's getting her health insurance. I'm on Medicare.
Right.
I didn't know if it would take part of that to pay off maybe one of the car loans or.
Well, it's not like if you use some of the money for the HSA for a real medical expense and that freed up $12,000, okay, that you could just pay off the home equity line of credit, then I would do that. No more than that, though.
I have receipts for years.
As long as you can get the money, then yes. But I would definitely get 12. Don't do more than 12.
Okay.
That HSA is going to be quite valuable, right? And the longer we leave it, you're both young and healthy, but like in your 70s, you're going to be like, oh, this account is actually worth a lot to me.
Right.
So I think I would maybe do like, if you have 12 grand of receipts and you submit it and you get 12 grand out, tax-free, pay off your home equity line of credit. Boom, done.
Right.
Okay? And then if you're going to take some money out of the 401k for expenses. So again, you pull 150 out by the end of this year, and you pay off the $20,000 car loan at 5.25%, and the rest of the money you put in your cash account, and you are actually going to be, I think, vigilant about that 11 grand a month spend.
Right.
Okay. And then let's see where we are by the end. Now let's see how you do. I think it'd be interesting to see like how you spend when you're paying attention to it.
I'm paying attention.
Yeah, I got your attention. Well, you know what I mean. When it's a little bit less like we're young and let's spend our money and we got $2 million and you can see how $2 million doesn't feel like so much. It hasn't been taxed yet.
Oh yeah.
So right. So that's the critical part.
I sort of subscribe to the go years, no go years, slow go year kind of thing. Where
I'm with you. My friend Christine Benz from Morningstar is very much into that. I agree that 65 to 75 go, 75 to 85 slow go, and 85 plus is no go. However, I don't know how healthy you're going to be. I don't know what's going to happen. So I'd like you to be go-ish. How about that?
Yeah.
Does that seem reasonable?
Yes.
If you've got a financial question, just go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. We'll be right back.
Do I invest here? Should I put my money there? Jill Schlesinger can help you. Back to Jill on Money.
Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show. We are here trying to help you unravel all of these financial issues that may be bothering you or maybe keeping you up at night, or maybe you just want a second set of ears and eyes on your situation. If that's you, just go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. Right now, this is an email. It's from Kara. This is the subject. We bought the dream house. Now what? Okay. Hi, Jill. After talking to you and Mark about a year or two ago, I come back to report that we did it. We finally bought our dream house. The purchase price was at the top of our budget. No kidding. I've never met anyone who said, I spend much less than I thought. The purchase price was almost $1.6 million, but we were able to snag a really good mortgage at 5 1/8, a 7-year ARM. Sorry, Mark. Everyone's very sad about it. Mark refinance. He's good. I know my extra cash can make more in the market, but I have been throwing some extra dollars at the mortgage balance in a self-inflicted race against time. My concern is that I will not be able to refinance with a better rate within 7 years, or when I go to refinance, the value of my house may have dropped, which would affect loan to value ratios. I'd like to have $750,000 or so as a balance in 7 years, which would not feel so tight. All right, some of this is really about how you feel, gang. The current payment, it's pretty high and it's doable. The higher payment, if they had to adjust up, would really impact their cash flow. Mark, do you think that Kara is being ridiculous? Should they direct extra cash elsewhere? Or am I being conservative/smart in wanting to obtain a more normal mortgage payment within 7 years? Lender says we can recast at any time for a small payment. In 7 years, I'll have my firstborn starting college. So we would want lower monthly fixed expenses. Okay. Is Kara being conservative? Too conservative? What do you think, Mark?
Not a move I would make. I mean, my ARM is for 10 years, so I got 3 more years than she does. But the mortgage rate for us is slightly higher. The loan is much bigger, but I am not throwing an extra penny at our loan.
I mean, look, can I just also say, Kara, getting back to the previous question, it really depends on what else you have that's on your balance sheet. So if you say to me, well, you didn't tell us how old you are. You don't tell us how much money's in your retirement account. You don't tell us how much money just in terms of like where you are. Have you saved money for the kids' education? I need more information. Generally speaking, I like people to feel better. 5 1/8 is not the worst, but I understand how you feel about it. I want to see the rest of your assets and know and understand like how it all looks.
Let me fill in a few pieces of the puzzle.
How do you know this?
Because that's just how I roll. So we had her on a couple of years ago. It was about 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago. At that point, 200,000 in their 401ks, 600,000 in IRAs. Must have been old rollovers. And that was the bulk of their assets at the time. So, 800,000.
And that was 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm. They make 550,000.
Oh, my God.
In their 40s. So they're the mid-40s.
They're in their mid-40s. Here's what I would do. I would put, as the money you're putting down, I would definitely say for 5 years, you can build up into a brokerage account. I would like to see the brokerage account get as beefy as possible so that if there is a problem down the line and there is no chance to refinance between now and 7 years from now, you would be able to just figure it out and pay a bunch of this down. So yeah, I'd rather have access to my money. And you're young. That's the other thing. I really think that's the piece of it that is important, which is I hate for that money to be just sitting there paying down that mortgage and not have the flexibility of doing something else. Now, do you think that this is all for naught, Mark? Because I do sense that this might be a situation where she's like, I can't deal with it.
Perhaps, but 7 years, you're going to have an opportunity to refinance.
I think so too. This is from Ali, who says, "Hi, Jill. I enjoy your content. Thank you for the insight. Using retirement calculators and assuming no further contributions to my accounts with a 10% annual return over 30 years, it looks like I will have more than enough money saved for retirement. Given that, I'd love to hear your perspective. Should I keep contributing at the current rate? I'm putting 25% of my income into retirement, aiming to potentially financial independence, retire early at around age 55, like our previous guys. Or would you scale back to just the employer match and use the extra money to enjoy life now? Or even stop contributing altogether and fully front load life experiences while I'm younger?" Here's the background, Mark. 35 years old, married with kids, no major debt except a mortgage, which is at 3.5%. I love the FIRE movement. It's so funny to me. But are you kidding me? 30 years at 10% may not happen, number one. So run the numbers at 7. Then tell
6.
me. At 6, really. And then, I don't know, how old are your kids? You save for college yet? Have you done this? Do you know what's going to happen? All these people who are fired, do they not read the headlines of all these people who are actually supporting their college graduates and helping them out because things get harder? So number one, I would keep contributing. If you feel like you are only saving and not enjoying life, then make a change. I mean, that to me is kind of silly, but I think that it is the balance that is really what you're trying to strike, and only you can speak to that. I'd love to actually have you come on the air with us and talk this through, because maybe you're killing yourself.
Keep saving. I would not stop saving. You're only 35. If you feel like life is no fun at all, then don't save 25%. Maybe go down to 15% and see what happens.
Or what about 5% increments? Go to 20% even and see how you feel. Let's do that. Let's start with that. Look, I am not the kind of person, I don't want to be like a dope about this, okay? I really understand that. But I also want to be clear that you don't have to make these huge life decisions. And for the next 30 years, we can keep looking at this. We can really see whether or not it works. It's just important that you have a little bit of flexibility. It doesn't have to be one or the other, okay? That's, I guess, the most important thing. If you're shy like Kara and you just want to send us an email with a question, just go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button.
Welcome back to Jill on Money, where Jill Schlesinger takes the mystery out of your finances.
Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show, where we are answering your financial questions. If you've got one, it's so easy to get in touch with us. Just go to jillonmoney.com, and in the upper right-hand corner, there is a Contact Us button. When you click it, you get a form that pops up, and that's the email that we receive. Give us a lot of information if you don't plan to join us live. Otherwise, check the box, and Mark will follow up with you to schedule time to come on the air with us. Right now, here's an email from Robert. Oh, I love this already. The subject line, should I go for the promotion? Hey, Jill and Mark. I listen to your show every morning as a get ready for work, and I'm a big fan. To me, personal finance is like a big puzzle, and I enjoy listening to you work through many different scenarios and problems. Okay, I'm starting to feel burnout at work, and I'm being pushed by my company leadership to take on even more responsibilities. And so this promotion would mean that I would expect to see a 10% increase in salary, 50% increase in bonus. I'm not sure if it's worth the extra stress. I want your help in deciding. I love these questions, Mark. At this point of my career and net worth, I want the ability to take short breaks and move into more enjoyable work. This would not be a retirement. I want to work more on my own terms, such as remote or contracting. I guess you could say I'm ready for a, quote, great money reset. Maybe you should buy a book like that. I've never had any financial advice other than the FIRE websites, Financial Independence Retire Early. Okay, ready for the information? Already I can make this decision. I just did a quick scan. 41-year-old single dude, okay, makes about $250,000 a year. Here's what he has. He's got an IRA worth $462,000, a Roth with $165,000, a 401k with $700,000, another $600,000 in brokerage, HSA $85,000, cash $135,000, pension. Oh my God. Pension, which he treats as a bond, the present value of the pension, $47,000. Total liquid net worth, $2.2 million. He's single, ladies and gentlemen. He's got a primary house that's worth $500,000. There's absolutely no reason that by the way, if I felt burnt out in this place, in your current organization, you're 41, you've got a lot of flexibility. You are letting this flexibility and all this savings really amount to nothing if you don't take advantage of it. Okay. So, right now, he in his 401k, he saves $70,000. He puts $50,000 into his brokerage. He maxes out his HSA. Okay. His spending is like bupkis, $60,000 a year. Here is the game plan. I'm already excited about this. My plan is to continue to work for the next 2.5 years. He's going to get a bonus and some restricted stock units. And he says, I expect my cash and brokerage would be worth about $1 million. Then I quit and take a break. Then I would spend about $60,000 a year for 16 years until 59 and a half. I'd spend it from my brokerage and my cash accounts, leaving my retirement accounts to compound. After a 3-month break or so, I'd begin looking for a new job, probably making more like half of what he makes now. Better work-life balance, then he could keep doing it to 50 or 55. What do you think of my plan? Should I forego the promotion, keep my current job, and work to mitigate the burnout by asking for some different responsibilities so I can make it the 2.5 years? If I stopped after 2.5 years, am I good from 59 and a half on based on what I already have? Am I good now? Should I just invest more in brokerage? He's very uptight, West Coast Rob. So, the only reason why I think you go for a promotion is if you're like psyched about it. You're already bummed out and burnt out and I wouldn't do it. So, Mark, what about you?
No way. I mean, I think he kind of answered his own question. I mean, he talks about being burned out. He wants to work more on his own terms, take short breaks, more enjoyable work. So it sounds like pretty obvious that he doesn't want to do it. I just don't, if he turns around and tells them no, what's that going to do for his environment? Yeah.
So the question is, you can say to them, look, I'm not ready to do this right now. Can we revisit this in a year and see what they say? You don't have to say, oh, by the way, and I'm out the door in 2.5 years, but you just push it off. Just say, you know what? I'm really, I'm doing different things. It's a lot right now. The job's good as it is, blah, blah, blah. whatever. Now, if they are like, either you take the promotion or you're out, that's a different question. But you have a lot of money, and I don't think there's a problem. I think that the 2.5 years is fine. I mean, it seems to me that 2.5 years is almost arbitrary, but he's got enough money. He can do this, right?
It's unbelievable. He's only 41. How much money he's got?
I know. I'd love to talk to you more about it. I very much believe that if you are 40 years old and you are fried, that's not great. And I don't want you to feel locked into a job, especially because many people who are locked in and they really are locked in. Like, they cannot make a different decision. You know what? You can. So I think West Coast Robert has got like really good prospects. I would gently say to the boss, look, I've never been asked to take a promotion. So I believe me when I say this is, I'm sort of dealing with like how other people I know have dealt with this, not me personally. When people have been asked to take bigger jobs and they don't want to take them, I think the way to couch it is, look, I am really good where I am now. I'm somewhat concerned that it will not be the same. I really don't know if this is like the point where I'm ready to do it. Let's revisit this in a year. By that time, they will have moved on to someone else and no one will ever remember what happened. That's my guess. Don't draw a line and don't quit right now till we talk to you again. Good? You're listening to Jill on Money. You're back. It's the Jill on Money Show, and we are here trying to help you make better financial decisions, or maybe just give you a little bit of a boost if you're pursuing one game plan. You want to make sure you're on the right track. Let us know. We would be delighted to help you out. Both Mark and I are certified financial planners, so that's kind of fun. And we love talking to you. So if you have a question, just go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note, and if you want to join us live, just check the box. Mark will do everything else. We love when you come on the program. We get to ask nosy follow-up questions. But of course, we do read your emails as well. And this one is from Jan, who writes, I am 71. My wife is 70. We have $1 million and $500,000 in retirement accounts. We draw 4% from the accounts to supplement our Social Security. We net $9,000 a month. The withdrawal is coming from my wife's $500,000 account, which results in my account gaining ground and her account balance going down. Now, we're not too concerned. We've been married for 50 years. We've shared our nest eggs. Everything is together. But should we start shifting withdrawals to my account? Well, considering the fact that you are both in it together, I understand that, but you are older, so I wouldn't mind the idea that you do a little bit of everything. So maybe you tilt a little bit more towards your account just because you're older, but it probably doesn't matter too much. It sounds like you're on the right track, and that's great. Well, that's it. That's the show. We thank you so much for tuning in to us this week. If you've missed any part of it, don't forget you can always go to JillOnMoney.com and click the radio tab. You will be able to hear the whole thing. We are so grateful that you show up every week. We really are. And I just want to thank a couple of people. Our music is composed by Joel Goodman. Mark Talercio is the executive producer and the king of all things web here at Jill on Money. We ask that you try to do something nice for someone else today. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next week.